You need to be the best version of your worst self. Your worst days are going to come way more often than your good days. That's what I've always been working on, showing my best even on my worst day. My name is Kamal Minott. I'm 20. I'm a fencer. I was junior #1, Commonwealth champion, and I've recently just graduated to senior, and I've competed at the senior world championships. So I started fencing when I was 10. My first competition, I managed to get a 3rd place, and that was what spurred me on. I pretty much tried every other sport: basketball, I tried football, I tried badminton. I liked them all. I felt like I was pretty good at them all, but fencing was the one that I was like, this is so different and this is so challenging. I have to do it. Within fencing, you have 3 different weapons: foil, épée, and saber. I do foil personally. It's like mental chess along with physical ability of maybe a tennis player. You're trying to outsmart your opponent at all times. If you're fencing somebody that's really long, very tall, you have to understand the length, you have to understand the distance that they attack at and break it down. Likelihood is they're a bit slower than you. Maybe you can move a lot more, you can get out of the way of the blade a lot easier, and then maybe you can come in for another attack after that. You just need to outsmart them. People feel like fencing is maybe a bit of an upper class sport, public school boy sport. I wouldn't say it's too much of a misconception at this point in time. It's very difficult to get into fencing if you don't have money. Didn't grow up with pretty much any money. I'm personally funded through grants like provided by my club, Newham Swords, and another one of my sponsors, Paul, the biggest brand in fencing. They normally only take on maybe 1 or 2 athletes every 4 years. Fencing is extremely expensive. By them taking off that financial pressure from me and me being able to represent such a huge brand, an amazing opportunity. When I was 14, I got the England stripes through the door delivered to me, and I thought to myself, and I was like, this is something I can really do. After you've made an England team, competed for your country and represented your country, training becomes a little bit different. Now it's a bit more tailored to the future and becoming the best athlete possible, like long term. Okay, I'm training for this to make an Olympics now. So immediately it gets implied in your head, and then you know this is your goal up until whatever age that you make it. Train 5 times a week down at the Reemul Centre. It's an amazing facility. Up there we do everything pretty much. I do my basic cardio, I do my basic circuits, then I'll do also my gym plus my sparring. Cycling is the muscle group that's fencing specific, so cycling will be a huge part of our cardio. It works on more hamstrings, quadriceps, so that's what we kind of need for fencing. From Wednesday, Thursday to Friday, I will be down at my club as well that I originally started at Newham Swords, and I'll be having lessons from my coach. I'm very, very lucky in that. I have 2 coaches that were both Olympic athletes, Linda and Pierre Harper, so I've got Olympic pedigree behind me. I like to work on everything. I like to work on my attacks, I like to work on my footwork a lot, moving up and down. I like to work on being passive as well. So the mixture, I feel like the mixture, the balance is perfect. I feel like if you have a good balance, you should be a spectacular athlete. If you come to a sport like fencing, don't expect constant good results, because you may train yourself too hard or you may push too hard and then you may get knocked out in the first round. It doesn't work like that. The mental is the most important part, because as soon as that goes, the rest of you goes. You have to kind of talk to yourself and be like, okay, this is enough. My uncle, Mervyn Etienne, is a teacher at Birkbeck University. He's got his PhD in the field of sports science, I believe. I make sure that I go down to try and see him maybe once a week. He'll maybe watch some video and then he'll come back to me and then we'll talk about the times that I've maybe been lapsing in concentration and how to get it back. Himself being a multiple karate world champion, he just understands every aspect of sport and the killer mentality that you need going into competitions. So he tries to apply that to his students and then also trying to improve them with his own research. I do believe I'm strong mentally, but I don't think I'm at the level that I want to be yet. So I feel like compared to my counterparts and the people that are around me, I feel like I'm very strong mentally, but I just feel like I should be better. And especially I have the tools around me to get better mentally. Internationally, we've got about a competition a month, all different countries. Sometimes you can have a 12-hour day, from maybe 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening, or even later. For that 12 hours, I make sure that I separate myself from everybody, I isolate myself a little bit. You've probably already worked on your fitness beforehand, fit enough to be able to survive throughout the day, but when it comes to the staying focused, it's very difficult, especially with all the noise and the lights, and the people screaming and shouting. For the European Championship, we had Denmark in the last 8 years to make the semi-finals with my team. We was down quite bad. I think the score was about 40-35 to them. And then I come on into the last leg. I managed to destroy the last leg, and then I win 45-42. And my team scores crazy. We're in the medal round now. We're in the medal round for the European Championships. It was a big thing. Your personality shows within your fencing. So if you're an aggressive person, you may push, trying to score a lot of points all the time. If you're a more passive person, you may sit back. I always get butterflies. Like 10 years later, I still get butterflies. When I start clipping on and when I start getting stuck into it, they go away pretty quickly. Eventually want to have every title in this country, and I eventually want to have every international title. When I feel like I'm fencing naturally, as I do back at the centre or as I do when I'm relaxed, it's my best fencing. No one can beat it. It's my life. That's the only way to put it. Fencing is the world at the moment. I'm just trying to get that world out to everybody else, because once everybody else is able to see it, they'll love it. They'll love it. Short-term goals to make the World Championships and European Championships this year, place in hopefully the last 32. Long-term is going to be the Olympics and coming out with an Olympic medal, hopefully a gold.